Okay, so we're doing class, what is that, 3 of this course. And before he starts on the Three Principal Paths, Je Tsongkapa makes a big deal that you should have a teacher. You should have a qualified teacher. And because you are in a teacher training, this is maybe a very important class for you. Not what to look for in a teacher, but what to be in a teacher, okay? And the list is impossible, but teach anyway, okay? You can't be such a good person, it's impossible, but there are 10 qualities of a real teacher, authentic teacher, okay? And we're going to go through those 10 qualities tonight. I'm going to take about an hour. We won't go probably to the flow document of the 18 courses. We'll start that again tomorrow. Because it's very good luck that today is a holy day, 10th day of the month. We call Seichu. It's a Diamond Way holiday today, twice a month. Today, a very big holiday. And we decided to do the offering to lamas, which is, I think, the most holy prayer in Tibet. I remember the first time I met monks and nuns. I walked into a Lama Chopa by accident, and I didn't know what was going on, but it felt really good, you know. So tonight we'll do this offering, and the main thing about this, all rituals, they can either be meaningless or they can be meaningful, okay? I'll show you the meaningless. Okay, okay, trust me, a lot of people do it in the monastery, okay? So that's the way not to do a ritual, okay? And tonight we're going to do Lama Chopa. To do it correctly, it doesn't matter what you say. And it doesn't matter if you know the language. And it doesn't matter if you finish the prayer. It just matters that you think about your teachers in your life, okay? Start with your mom, go to your dad, all your school teachers, all your ex-husbands and wife who taught you a lot by giving you such trouble, and then work your way up to your spiritual teachers, okay? If your mind is thinking tonight about gratitude for your teachers, then you did the ceremony. And if you recite it perfectly in Tibetan, and you close your eyes and go like that, but you're thinking about eating more snacks after the ritual, then you didn't do Lama Chopa, okay? So you did Lama Chopa if you think about your teachers. And be grateful to your mom, be grateful to your dad, all your teachers in your life, okay? And it's nice to make a list in your mind. Some of those teachers, you didn't think about them for many years. So tonight, during the ritual, do a, what do you call it? Shargom, review meditation about all the teachers in your life, okay? Then you did Lama Chopa. Then you deserve the offerings afterwards. Okay? Okay. This is probably one of the most important classes of all the ACI courses. And this is the class where Pabongka Rinpoche, in his commentary, explains what is a lama. So if you go shopping for a lama, what should you look for? And it's an important list, okay? So it has 10 parts, okay? Very famous. By the way, there's a Diamond Way edition of 10 more, but we're not going to do it tonight, okay? Someday you have to learn those, okay? I believe it's in the same verse, actually. Okay, here's the first one. Say Tulwa. Tulwa. Tulwa, you know Ndulwa, which means Vinaya. Which means to tame a wild horse, okay? This is the past tense, tamed, okay? Their lama already beat them up until they're a nice person, Everybody asks me, why are Tibetan monks so polite? I say, it's a rosary. They say, what do you mean? I say, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Okay? If you do anything wrong in the monastery, they hit you with a rosary hard on the head. And you get the blessing of these red dots, and everyone makes fun of you for all day. If you do something really bad, they use a belt, or an electrical cord, or a fan belt from an engine. And that's quite an experience. So, anyway, willful anymore. But in this poem, in this list, it refers to keeps their morality, keeps their ethical life, okay? They avoid those 10 bad deeds. They don't kill people or animals or fetuses. They don't steal things over, the classic text says, over the cost of a good sweater. So $10, I don't know, H&M. Okay, no sexual misconduct, which is mainly hurting other people's marriage or relationship, okay? No lying. The big number one lie is to say you saw emptiness and you didn't see emptiness, or to say you met Manjushri yesterday and you didn't meet Manjushri. So these are called the big lie. Then we call splitting up people with your speech, you know. So Mark, you know, Stanley, he really likes you, despite what he said yesterday to me privately. You see what I mean? Then those words will create doubt in Mark's mind. Oh, what did Stanley say about me? And then already I split them. Okay, it's not true, okay? I'm just giving an example. He's like, okay, so it's very easy to make that mistake and split up friends, okay? The next one is called harsh words. It's like to say stupid or idiot or fantong or call people bad names. My roommate in college, we had nicknames for each other. I'm sorry, excuse me, but my name was Shithead. And he called me Shithead, and I call him something else, which I cannot say. And but with great love and with great affection, okay, right? So it doesn't depend on the word. It depends on the motivation, right? How do you feel? You can say, have a nice day, and it means go to hell, right? Have a nice day. You know, so it doesn't matter what you say. It matters how you say it, right? So that's number, 6? And then wasted talk, talking about nothing, wasting time talking. Atisha said, once you get more than one person in a room, you will do this. Maybe you could do it by yourself, I don't know. We could try. Okay, waste your time talking. And it's very, very common, okay? Then the 8, 9, and 10 are the most serious, right? 8 is be unhappy when other people get something nice, okay? Be jealous or unhappy. If it's in the top 10 of 84,000 bad deeds, it must be something we all do many times every day without knowing it, okay? Like, oh, really? That guy had a car accident? Oh, I'm so sorry. Did he cut off anything? You know, like we have this interest about disasters, right? You know, how many people died in the bombing? You know, how did they die? And you have this weird human nature to be interested in other people's problems and to be jealous when other people have something good. Okay, even your best friend, you know, if they get a very handsome boyfriend, you're like, oh, congratulations. You know, it means you're really not very happy, okay? Number 9, okay, is to opposite. What's that? Yeah, be happy when something bad happens to somebody, okay? The guy you don't like he went bankrupt, and you're like, oh, I'm so sorry, you know. Okay. Number 10, Yeah, to put it simply, you can say don't understand the pain, don't accept karma, don't accept future life, past life, okay? Like that. So, the first quality out of the 10 qualities of a lama is they keep those 10 very well. They keep those 10 very well. I was thinking about a few ACI teachers I know who failed very badly. And the one I'm thinking of, they failed because they were not keeping the morality. Number 3. But there were danger signs long before that. They were not careful with people's money, or, they were lying sometimes. And I have a feeling that all 10 of these bad deeds support each other. So if you find a person that you want to be your teacher, be strict, okay? Don't take a teacher easily. It's much more serious than getting married. It's much more serious than getting married. I'm talking about formal relationship with a teacher, you see? Because in Buddhism, it's a connection that lasts many lifetimes. So you have to be careful who you make a connection to. It's my hope and my intention that people who come to your classes are not required to take you as a lama, okay? They are not required to say, I commit to you for 1,000 lifetimes or something, because they just met you. They know you for 5 minutes. You're just teaching the first class. So I think it's unfair to say, this person is your lama for the next 1,000 lifetimes. You can't even, smile in front of them. You'll break your morality, Like I think the way it should work in ACI is you teach, and you're going to teach for free. You can have offerings. If they offer offerings, okay, they're most likely to offer an apple and some bananas, and you have to pay the airfare, and you offer the airfare to American Airlines. You offer the banana to American Airlines, and it doesn't work out. But anyway, we'll talk about it later. There's a financial policy for ACI. But it's my intention that when you become an ACI teacher, you don't become their lama automatically. If they want you to be their lama, that's fine. They can say, Jasmine, I love you. I've been coming to your classes for 6 months, and I'm ready to make this commitment with you. And that's fine. But I think just because you teach the class, it shouldn't be so heavy for them as a lama relationship, okay? Because it's like getting married. It's more important than getting married, okay? All right, so that's the first thing. We're talking, don't make that commitment of lama and disciple, right? Teacher, student, lama, disciple, different, right? Don't make this commitment easily. Check the person out, okay? Countless married couples get divorced. You know the numbers in America? It's about 65% get divorced. They interviewed the other 35%. Are you happy? 2/3 said no, which means 90% of couples are unhappy. How come you didn't get divorced? We have kids. Okay, so it means you didn't check the person out before you got married, okay? So I heard a radio interview with some country music singer. I forget his name. Like a week ago. He's been married 7 times. And the announcer said he's been married 7 times, he got 6 divorces. And the guy goes, what? He says, well, actually, last week, it's a 7. So, don't get married to someone after you know them for half an hour, okay? And don't take someone as a lama. There's a young monk coming with my teacher from the monastery, and they asked me, do you want him to teach? He's a Geshe candidate, and I said no. And they said, why not? And I said, I don't know him. I don't know his private life. 80% of the monks I brought to America, I got about 8 green cards. Do you know how long that takes to do the paperwork and the money? And 6 of them ran away with some girl or something. Like, I don't know this person. They said, you want him to give a lecture? I said, no. Let me get to know him first, I probably he's a nice guy, but don't make this relationship and don't ask someone to teach you until you check them out. Atisha took 11 months, 12 months how long to sail to Indonesia, Sumatra? How long? Over a year. When he got there, he didn't go to the teacher. He checked him out. For how many months? I forget. Well, traditionally it can be 12 years, okay? There's a joke in Tibet, The guy checked his lama out for 12 years, and then he went to the lama, he said, you're so lucky. He said, what? I decided to take you as my lama. I checked you out for 12 years, you pass. And the lama's like, well, now I'm going to check you out for 12 years. So come back in 12, I'll let you know. Okay, so, it's tradition to just be very, very careful. And countless people have made a commitment to a lama, and they didn't know them. They just met them. There's lamas giving tantric initiations for $25. You never met them. You're supposed to study with someone like 7, 8 years before you can talk about Tantra, you see? And they just give an announcement, I'm giving initiation next week, $35, $25 if you pay early. And my lama was very upset about that stuff. Okay? So be careful. Check them out. Okay? Don't be in a rush. You will get hurt. You will be disappointed. Okay? Okay, so first thing you're looking for 10 things. Number 1, are they honest? Are they ethical? Okay? And if they're a little bit unethical in their finances, but they seem okay in their sexual life, don't take them as a teacher, okay? If there's a problem over here, there's a problem over here, okay? That's the nature of ethics, okay? All right. Second, say Shiva. What's it mean in Sanskrit? Shanti. We did it in class today. We had a great class with Nicole. Where are you? Yeah, we had a great class. I feel so good after that. Nice. Okay, so anyway, Shiva means peace, peaceful. They should be peaceful, okay? But it's a code word for they have good meditation, okay? They have good meditation, all right? They practice meditation every day. They work hard, and they have good meditation, okay? All right. You can tell if a person has good meditation. They do things carefully. They do things calmly. They don't get upset easily. They are very good at problem solving. Personal problems, business problems. They have, their mind is running on a better level, okay? So you can tell if a person looks nervous, or they get angry easily, or they get upset easily, or they have lots of tension and problems around them. It doesn't matter if they're sitting on a cushion every day, they're probably not meditating, okay? So just check the person out. Be smart, okay? Check them out. They say, oh, this is a great meditation master. I met one like that, not Tibetan, okay? And they say he sat in the snow for 6 days meditating, And I actually went to him and stayed a couple days to learn. And it was very unpleasant. He was very angry and nervous. And okay, so check him out, okay? If they're meditating, there's just behavior. Their signs should be behavior signs. They're peaceful. They don't get upset easily. There was a great meditator named Lati Rinpoche. And I had the honor to spend some time with him. we were driving through the Indian countryside, and the car broke, which is very unusual in India, right, Andres? And we got out, and he's this old, lama, and we all stood around the engine, and the Indian driver was trying to fix it, and Lati Rinpoche said to me, what's this thing do? I said, that's a carburetor, it cleans the air, and he said, what's this thing do? Oh, that's the gas pump. What's this thing do? Oh, that's the battery. And he looks at it and he says, the problem is here. And we fixed it. He never saw an engine in his life. Okay? So if you're meditating, you should have super intelligent, and you solve problems easily with other people. Okay? If a person is always fighting with other people, if there's always tension around them, if they're always nervous, if they're always late, sometimes late is okay. If they're just not organized, they're not responsible, they're probably not meditating, okay? What's that famous ACI joke? I don't know what kind of meditation she's teaching, but I don't want to learn it. Okay, so check that they are meditating, okay? Third quality is called Nir Shi. Say Nir Shi. By the way, there's a poem, Dushin Shiwa Nir Shi Lungi Chuk. It's very famous. This is from a poem, and it's a tradition for a root lama. After their student becomes a good lama, they will write a long life prayer for them, a poem for their long life. And the long life prayer for my teacher was written by Trijang Rinpoche, who wrote down this lamrim. And it's very beautiful. And he got all these 10 in there. He said, Duwa Shiwa Lungshi, Duwa Shiwa Nirshi Lungi Chuk, very famous, okay? The next one is called Nirshi. Nirshi means super peaceful. Okay, super peaceful. What's number 2? Peaceful, okay. What's number 1? Controlled, they're controlled. They don't break their morality, okay? They have self-control, like a well-tamed horse, dulwa, okay? And number 3 is Nirshi means totally peaceful. And that means they saw emptiness directly, or they can teach it correctly. They studied it, they studied the great books, okay? They understand emptiness correctly. It's best if they saw it directly, but that's extremely rare. Okay? It's best if they have seen it directly, but if you can't find one, just find one who can teach it correctly. And what's interesting in the Tsongkapa lineage is that the emptiness teachings have been passed on correctly, even by generations of people who didn't see it directly, okay? They're so strict with the translation, and they're so strict with not mixing up chocolate cake and mapo tofu, that I can tell you the teachings are completely 100% correct, okay? So if you can find a lineage like that, even if the person didn't see it directly, it's okay. They will make a good teacher, okay? All right, if they're not mixing mapo tofu in the chocolate cake, okay? Okay, number 4, say Yunden, Shakpa. Yunden, Shakpa. It's pretty simple, but it's something you might not think about. The teacher should know more than the student. Okay? Like I feel stupid when I go to Anatol's, when Anatol comes to my yoga class, right? I feel stupid because he's a much better yoga teacher than me. I just have to teach the class. And then I'm like, don't come to my class. He's like, I want to come, it'll be fun. I said, yeah, but it's uncomfortable for me, okay? So obviously you should try to find a teacher who's better than you. I was on the tennis team in high school, so for 4 years, what do you call it, competing, and during the season, and the practice season is about 3 or 4 months, the coach made a rule that we couldn't play. Okay, number one, we couldn't play with a girl, against a girl. And number two, we couldn't play against anyone who was not better than us. You see? Isn't that interesting? Same with lama. Okay, don't play with someone who's not better than you. Okay, they should know more. Their meditation should be better. Their ethics should be better. Their kindness should be better. All those qualities should be better, because otherwise you're going to get bad. You're going to go down. You know, if their ethics are not so good, but their madhyamika is very good, your madhyamika is going to go up and your ethics is going to go down. Okay, do you know what a satsa is? Satsa is a mold, like Amitabha mold, and you put the clay in, and then you pull it out, and it looks like Amitabha. You see, and little images like that, and then you bake it, and you keep it on your altar. So this is called satsa. The mold is called satsa. The teacher is a satsa. The student is the clay. They're going to come out just like the teacher. Okay? So if their ethics is not so good, and their madhyamika is very good, you're going to come out like that. And I've seen it many, many times in the monastery. What's fun, when you go to the Olympics, so there's a debate Olympics every year, 1 month. It's called Jangunchu. And it's a competition between the monasteries, you know. And it's very heavy, very, very heavy. 1 month debate, sometimes all night, senkung, all night debate until dawn. And you're debating. And what's cool is you can debate people the second year, and you say, oh, your teacher is Geshe Jumpa from Serajay, isn't he? And they're like, yeah, how'd you know? Because the student comes out like the teacher. You know, what's cool, you can debate somebody that you don't know, and from another monastery, and then after like a half hour you say, I know who your teacher is. You see, because the student comes out like the satsa. The student comes out like the teacher. So don't go to a teacher who's worse than you. If their meditation's worse than you, or their ethics is worse than you, or their madhyamika is worse than yours, okay? I'll tell you something interesting, okay? I'm not bragging, but I am. I went to give a DCI program in Bangalore, India, to a bunch of business people. And my monastery is a 9-hour drive, which is not too far. And Geshe Lothar, my old house teacher, he came to visit during the talk. And he brought 3 Geshe candidates with him. These are high Geshe candidates. And Hassel was with me. Where are you? Right? And Orit was there. And Scott. And Adam. And I forget, someone asked Geshe Lothar a question. And one of the Geshe candidates answered. And then Orit said, but isn't it like this? And then Hassel said, I think it's like this too, you know? And they debated the 3 Geshe candidates. They beat their ass, okay? All right? Okay, I was like, damn. Yeah. Okay, and then the Geshe candidates were like, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, hee. Okay, so just to warn you, I mean, the quality of teaching, the quality of the ACI courses is very high. You can stand up to a Geshe. If you studied ACI courses, and if they can speak English, or Chinese or whatever, you'll be like Hassel. They should have given you a Geshe that day, but I was very proud of him. Okay, so what I mean is, don't assume a person who has a red robe, or a yellow robe, or a gray robe, or who went to the Geshe course, knows more than you. Check them out. check them out, ask them tough questions, okay? And see what they say. Unfortunately, like in all universities, in the monastery, it sometimes happens that people memorize everything, but they don't understand it, and they don't really question it. So sometimes foreigners or non-Geshe, what do you call it? Non-ordained people, Candy Lai, has learned more than a Geshe by questioning things. You see what I mean? In a normal way, okay? So don't, just because a person has a robe on, check them out, okay? Or somebody says they're famous, check them out, okay? There's lots of famous people who became unfamous later. Infamous? Okay, all right. Okay, so that's number what? 4. Check them out, make sure they know more than you. You might spend a couple of years with them and find out you didn't learn anything new, okay? Really, okay? So be demanding, okay? Your mental real estate is irreplaceable. You have so many hours in your life. The number of breaths you will take has a number. And don't waste it, okay? Check the people out. Don't go and sit there for a year and find out they weren't qualified, okay? Check them out. All right, number what? 5. Say, Tsunche. Tsunche means they work hard. What kind of hard work? They work hard for their students, okay? They work hard for their students, okay? And they think it's fun to teach people and to help their students. You call them up at midnight. Nicole, sorry, I'm not supposed to say who. Someone called me up in China at 3 o'clock in the morning. They said, my husband's dying next to me right now. What do I do? And we talked it out. And he died. And so you gotta be there for your students, right? That's a big thing, okay? Like, you don't say, come on, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Tell them not to die till tomorrow. Okay? All right, so Tsunche means they enjoy the trouble of teaching people, okay? They enjoy helping people, okay? You want to find a crazy person like that, like John Brady, Somebody says, can you fly to Singapore and teach that class we missed? And John's like, yeah, sure, So you got to find someone who really enjoys helping people, okay? And not someone who doesn't want to give, okay? We call PQ. PQ means they don't want to give everything. They don't want to give all their time. They don't want to give their heart. They hold back from the student. You don't want a teacher like that, okay? You want a teacher who'd do anything for you, okay? My Lama was like that, okay? All right. Number 6? Okay. I say Lungki Chuk. Lungki Chuk. Lungki Chuk means they are rich in Jing. They have lots of scriptural knowledge. They know all the great books. They've studied them. They've memorized them. They spent time with them. They worked hard, okay? And you never finish, okay? The teacher who taught me pramana, which is clear thinking, he was on his deathbed. He was dying in the hospital. He was his last day of his life. And I went to see him, because I was taking him to doctors for many years and translating. And so I said, Geshe, this looks like it. And he says, yeah, this is it. And there was this lump on his chest. I said, what's going on? What's that? And he took the sheet off, and it's Pramana Vartika commentary, for beginning monks. Okay, for 15-year-old monks, it's the Pramana Vartika commentary we call the Green Book. It's the one that Adam is translating. And He's got it on his chest. He's dying, you know. I'm like, what's going on, Geshe? He said, hey, you know, I got to go somewhere. I might as well have my logic fresh. You know, I just wanted to freshen up on it because tomorrow, who knows where I'll be, you know. I can't take the book with me. And he gave me the book. And I still have it. And we're translating it in Sedona. And it's very beautiful, okay? So find a teacher like that, okay? I heard Xiaoping has a teacher. I met his wife recently, and we had tea together. And she was complaining that the bed was half filled with books all the time. Like, there wasn't room for her. And, I was like, well, what's the problem? Oh, he's got like 50,000 books in the house. You know, you walk to the bathroom and a pile of books falls on you. And you want somebody like that, okay? Someone who's really loves the books, like John Brady, ACI master, okay? All right? They are rich in the book. You ask them a question, they say, oh, you know, that's Chandakirti, verse 40, you know, it's in their mind, okay? All right. I went to a class by like a psychology person recently. Someone asked me to go, and I was being polite. And I said, okay. And I went, and they said, don't think with your head, think with your heart, you know. You won't get enlightened by thinking, you know. Do everything with your heart. You know, then we had lunch together the next day, and I'm like, well, in our tradition, the way you get to your heart is through your brain. You see, you figure out emptiness, and then you know you have to love people. You see what I mean? But you need it's not wrong in Buddhism to learn all the scriptures and to work to your heart to do the head. Okay? The heart without the head is an unsteady creature. It can change very easily, you know. So the head makes the heart strong. Okay? All right. What are we on? 7. Say, Teni Raptok. Teni Raptok. Teni Raptok means specifically, okay, number 3 was what? Yeah, they understand the seed system, for example. They understand emptiness, okay? Number 7 means they have seen it directly for sure, or very close, or they know about it very well, okay? So he repeated, number 7 kind of repeats number 3, okay? But it's more specific. Deni means emptiness, tattva, and raptok means, Mr. Dictionary, raptutopa, with an S. Yeah, super understood, super realized emptiness, okay? So you're looking for someone like that. There's a tradition in Buddhism that says for disciples who are not so intelligent, teach them 1 or 2 proofs of emptiness and stop. And but if you meet a very good disciple, teach them 1,000 proofs of emptiness. Teach them emptiness from 1,000 different ways, 1,000 different arguments, okay? And we don't consider it too much information. We consider it more strong, okay? Like, I don't know, many proofs of emptiness in Majjhimika, okay? Buddha taught, by the way, all those 5 topics come from Buddha, right? Buddha taught countless proofs for emptiness. And you should know them, and you should have them in your toolkit, and you should find a teacher who knows them, okay? They shouldn't know one kind of emptiness or some. By the way, if I were you, if I were as young as Candy Lai, and I was looking for a teacher, I would talk to them about emptiness for half an hour. And if they don't say what you heard here, I wouldn't take them as a teacher, okay? And I have to say that the level of understanding, the kitchen, I don't think you'll find it almost anywhere in the world, okay? It sounds simple. Oh, dependent origination is yelling at the kids. It sounds simple, but when you're looking for a teacher, don't be satisfied unless that teacher can take that argument to the kitchen. If they can't explain Buddhism in the kitchen, what's the samsara in the kitchen? Yeah, yell back, okay? If they can't explain emptiness in the kitchen, they don't know emptiness, okay? I got it? Okay, all right. We were talking in China Soft Power, right? Amazing program, amazing. Those two kids, my two kids, Stanley and Allison, not grandkids, we graduated. They started this program called China Soft Power. They teach business executives the ancient classics and how to use them in business for the One Belt, One Road. When China goes out to the world, these people are like the heroes of Chinese culture. And wow, they understand those kitchens so dang well. It's unbelievable. It's really unbelievable. And I see more understanding there than I see in the monastery. In that room. It's amazing, So look for that kind of person, okay, who can bring it to the real world, okay. All right, number what? 8. Say Ma Khen Den. Ma Khen Den. Ma means teaching, okay. K means master, teaching master. Den means they have this quality. So Ma Ke means very good teacher, okay? And it often happens in things like music, This guy's a famous piano player, but he can't teach anybody. You see? Sometimes they're a very good teacher and they're a lousy piano player. And then you can't learn anything either. You want to find the best piano player who's also the best teacher. So that's rare. Okay, you want to find the master of Buddhism, but who can teach it to people, okay? And the main quality that they list in the scriptures is that they are able to fit the level of their teaching to the level of the student, which might result in a whole bunch of different schools. Okay? Understand? So the main quality of a master teacher, according to this list, which is 2,000 years old, is do they adjust to the student's level? Do they have the ability to adjust to the student's level? Okay, and that's what makes you a master teacher. Okay, got it? We talked about it yesterday in the goals of ACI. Which one is it? For $0 word. Huh? Yeah, I'd say relevant, right? And accessible, okay? Okay. If they see the audience is bored, like in China, they go deeper. If they see the audience is underwater, they go more simple, okay? All right, okay. I always tell a joke, okay, just to be honest to my American students. In China, I say, do you guys want to go deeper? And people scream. 1,000 people, yeah, go deeper. Then if I say in America, you want to go deeper, people are like, yeah, man, if you want to, Sorry. Okay, I still love America. Okay, although Shenzhen is also my hometown. Okay, next one, 8? 9. Okay, good. Tim, we're going to be on time. You got to give me an award, like half the table. Okay? He's like, no. All right. Say it. Sewe. Dagni. Sewe. Dagni. Super love. Super love. They gotta be made of love. Okay? Made of love. Dagni means made of love. Sewa means love. Okay? And the main meaning in the context of a teacher is that they teach for the love of their students and not for money, get attention, get famous. We were talking, the teachers, we were having a fun time today, telling stories about when the minute you get up on a stage, okay? And I don't care if you're a lousy teacher, I don't care if you're bald, I don't care if you're old, the audience is going to fall in love with you. 3 people in the audience are going to fall in love with you. Not because you're smart, not because you're a good teacher, but because you're on the stage. You see? So you gotta, in English we say, you gotta keep a level head. Okay, Stanley? Okay? No, like 10 women are going to fall in love with you in the audience. Just because you're on the stage, not because you're a good person. Okay? I'm sorry. And I saw it 100 times. Okay? I've seen it many, many times. And I want to warn you as an ACI teacher, okay? People will get a crush on you. Crush means immature attraction. They will fall in love with you for 2 weeks or something. Then they'll treat you bad, okay? So don't get a big head. Don't say, oh, I'm so handsome. 3 ladies came to my room after the talk, you know. They're not there for you. They're there for the teacher, okay? They're there because you were on the stage, okay? And every man will fall in love with shopping and try to, you know, buy you a new car. And just say, calm down, talk to me next week. And I'm just warning you, okay? Teach because you love the student. And don't teach for famous or people going to call you wonderful, people going to offer you chocolate all day like they did today to me. You know, don't teach for those reasons. It's going to be a mess. It's going to be a mess, okay? Don't teach for lower reasons. Don't teach for attention. For every hour of attention you get, you're going to get criticized for an hour on the internet. Trust me, okay? You're going to attract both. If you get good, you will attract jealousy, okay? And people will attack you. And then you're going to freak out. Oh, I thought everyone loved me, you know? So keep a level head, okay? Don't get big idea about yourself, okay? You're just an instrument, you know? You're just passing on the teaching. You're a bucket, you're not the water. How's that? Okay? And keep that in mind, okay? You'll avoid a lot of problems, a lot of disappointment. So you should be a Tsewe Dagni. Tsewe Dagni means they teach because they love people. They teach because they love people. If a teacher will not wash dishes, don't take him as a teacher. If a teacher will not clean the temple after the ceremony, don't take him as a teacher, okay? It goes together. Love, service of others, okay? Service of others, okay? If they're too lazy to, I don't know, build a cabin at Diamond Mountain, they're probably not teaching for the right reason, okay? So, now, I'm just going to set you up for something. It's starting to look like impossible to find a teacher. We're going to talk about it, okay? All right? So what's number 9? They teach for love. They teach for love of the student. They care about the student, okay? They care about the student. That means if the student gets crazy and criticizes the teacher and tries to hurt the teacher still loves them, okay? It's like you can't divorce your kids, right? I mean, probably it'd be nice, right? You know, you never heard of that, right? There's no legal thing where you can divorce your kid. And the same with your students, okay? Disciples. Once you become a teacher, a lama, you can't divorce them. No matter how bad they act, no matter how... One day, so I had an assistant with Khen Rinpoche. He bought a TV, and he said, you cannot have a TV. And I said, well, why? He said, I'm the lama. That was his answer, you know. I'm the lama. I get a TV. You don't get a TV. I'm like, okay. Actually, I don't like TVs anyway. I never had one in my whole life. It saves so much time. That's why I can translate. But we had a system. If there was something interesting on TV, he would ring his bell. He had a bell. He had a servant bell. If he rang the bell, I had to run upstairs and he'd say, I want some tea, or I need momos, or, you know. So the bell rang. It's just, if something important on television, he'll ring the bell, and I'm supposed to run upstairs, and they're interviewing this lady, and they said, is your son a good person? And she said, my son is so kind, is so loving, is so beautiful. He's such a good boy, you know. And I'm like, why you rang the bell, Rinpoche? He said, this kid just killed 17 people with a gun. This is his mom, you know. And she's like, he's a good boy. Okay? You gotta be like that with your students. Okay? No matter how bad they are, no matter how upset they make you, they're your kids, okay? You don't divorce your kids. All right? Can you show your kids tough love? Yeah, sometimes you have to. It doesn't mean I don't love you, okay? It means I love you enough to yell at you. My lama constantly yelled at me. And afterwards, I realized it's because he loved me. He loved me enough not to care what I think about him. You see? He's not just trying to be nice to me all the time, so he's popular. You know? He did what he had to do, which means a lot of bang, bang, bang. Okay? I'll put some bumps on your head. Just kidding. All right, number 10. I'm precisely on time, Tim. Okay, say, Ki kubne, nimashar. Ki kubne, nimashar. The sun came up this morning out of the butthole of a dog. Somebody, what? The sun came up out of the butt of the dog this morning. It means something impossible happened. So I'm finishing on time. So you can try it on Geshe Lothar. He'll be so impressed. What? Geshe Michael did something this week. What? Oh, he did Kikubne Nimahar. Check it out. He'll be so happy. Okay. By the way, our lineage is fun. Okay? Khen Rinpoche, Geshe Lothar, Pabongka, Trijang Rinpoche. We are fun lineage. We have fun. We tell kind of naughty jokes, and we do emptiness with fun. Okay? Got it? That's your lineage. You're not allowed to be so serious. Okay? All right. Say, Kyawapang. Kyawapang. They never give up on you. Never. Isn't that wonderful to be number 10? Okay? They will not give up on you. Okay? You're the bone, they're the dog. You know? And it doesn't matter how much you hurt them, how bad you are, how you mess up, how many problems you have. You can go away for 20 years and come back. They will take you happily, okay? They never give up on you, okay? Never. And that's a lama, okay? All right. Kyawapang means they never give up on you, okay? All right. Ki kubne nima shar. Okay.